Good morning and welcome to Moon Day Mandala. Today is Monday. We happen to have a new moon tonight on this moon day. New moon stands for a germination period. So, whether unconsciously or consciously, a few days ago, whatever seeds you have planted and fertilized by things that you're releasing from your life are being germinated right now so that those seeds can pop and begin to grow. What's growing is 11th house energy in the Zodiacal Zodiac today. The moon is in 11th house energy. So in Vedic, the 11th house represents accomplishment, supporters, prosperity, and fulfillment. Today, the new moon is in Taurus under Rohini Nakshatra, and it is sitting with the Sun, Mercury, and Uranus. Moon, Sun, Merc, and Uranus in Taurus, 11th house, shows a strong focus on collective goals, accomplishment, and fulfillment of hopes, wishes, and social networks. A very strong message. In service, but not on demand. 144 when I said that on the clock. This new moon energy in Rohini shows a great, I can't read my own writing, complementary energy for growth and creation on all levels of life, and the fulfillment of our earthly desires, an embodiment of our natural expression. To be human, not to be a machine. The oracle for the week is Ansuj rune, Tree of Life, Conception, and Vajra Dakini, replace hatred through learning and wisdom. The message of Ansuj this week is there will be improved communications, clear thinking, and wise actions, because it is of great importance now. Do not deny what someone or something really is in favor of a kinder perspective. Find your inner order out of chaos. We have inherited both positive and negative aspects from our ancestors. It is useful to know them both. The universe is conspiring to open new ways for you now. Ansuj comes with the meditation. I inhale. I am filled with divinity, the spark of all that is. Awareness floods ignorance now. My blood sings in recognition. I exhale the chaos and stagnancy. I am Ansuj. Listen to your own intuition right now. Turn off the spiritual noise of others right now. They're on their own journey. Your soul knows your own way. Meditate without form. Free your mind from clutter. Bring balance into your own life. Ansuj. Clear mind, clear speech, clear actions, wisdom. Our next oracle for the week is the Tree of Life, with the message of conception. There is a hint of impregnating someone or something, or becoming impregnated. A reminder to make sure you are in right reasons for responsibility. For responsibility, change, and challenges come with this new life being born. You are being called to reinvent yourself now, and how you tend to this new gift will determine how well it grows or does not grow. So make room in your life to tend to this new growth. You will need time to care for it, which means remove distractions that consume your time. That consume your time and energy now, before its birth. New moon to full moon was the message I intuited through that. New moon to full moon is tending to the growth and removing what stunts the growth. Full moon to new moon is harvest your fruits and discard what did not grow. Vajradakini of the Blue Buddha family of the East is our next oracle for the week. Replace hatred through learning and wisdom. You are being gifted the gift of mirror-like wisdom. Your tending to this gift is to ground to the earth as much as possible, but healthily balanced in life. You're receiving a magical function of destroying hatred's poison by mirroring the heart. You will feel heart chakra based energy this week, and awakened awareness in the mind. This awareness reveals dormant spiritual abilities and supernatural powers. You're being gifted the gift to remove any lingering hatred within us, and mirroring the ignorance of hatred in those around us by showing love and connection instead. No more being yelled at or projected upon just because you embody peace, kindness, and acceptance. They will either reduce their own inner anger and chaos to stay or walk away with their hatred. That is the message of Vajravarahi, or Dakini, the Blue Buddha family. You're being gifted this week, you're being gifted this week the sixth pentacle of the sun from Solomon Seals. Here's why. The message is someone is invading your privacy. This could be through cloning your phone. This could be through eavesdropping, your whatever it is. Someone is invading your privacy. Illegal surveillance, maybe. So this pentacle comes to you to blind them and keep you invisible from enemy spirits, especially in this astral, spiritual, and dream worlds. They're just going to be blind to your energy. Today is 5/26/2025. You add that up and you get the number 22. 22 is a master number, turning ideas into reality. Master builder. 2 + 2 = 4. The Emperor, embodying strength, wisdom, leadership, support, and direction. Use your power to achieve greatness. So, I have here for you some Buddhist artistry from the temples as like a scribe mirror. And as I lay down the cards and I look at them now, I see there's been many eyes that have been trying to project scare tactics or fear-based spiritual practices. And there is like this entity is just covered from head to toe with many faces, billions of eyes and carrying the skulls of fear. It's reminding me of like in the movie 300 when the messengers came riding into Sparta with a bunch of king's head skulls on a chain or leather or whatever, trying to scare Leonidas into submission, right? So this is the energy, and there's a lot of burning resentment within these individuals who are projecting these scare tactics. It's like they're shooting the long bow and without any direction, just because they're surrounded by the fire. We've all been through the purification of the fire. It's intense. How you handle that makes all the difference in the world. When you're under the purification of fire, and you, once you're settled with the pain of the fire, and you become very compassionate and learn from its burn, you're able to shed the ego and understand that you're under transformation. This entity is very hungry. There's a gigantic mouth on its belly, opened like feed me, which tells me that the emotional support is lacking from these practices. Sacral energy. Sacral energy isn't all about sex and art. It's about emotions. So wish emotional healing upon these. And in this image, this deity is wearing skin that has been ripped off of a body, just like as if somebody were to skin a human. And this entity draped one leg over it, the leg over the left side and the arm over the right side of its back, and is wearing the skin like a cape, which tells me these entities are fear-based things that are trying to project fear onto people, are simply wearing the skin of a bad teacher. So that who they are is really a teacher that was not spreading divine wisdom. It was spreading fear. But in opposition to this deity, million eyes and million faces wearing false skins, they're pointing an arrow at a divine goddess that is like, it's okay, I can see you're in pain. Because great beings have the voice of God within. And what that kind of means is like, imagine, let's say the superficial, artificial God of religions that have been created is this one man looking down on all of his children, right? Now imagine you're that father for a moment and you have a bad child and it's got a temper, right? You still love that child, but you take the child to behavioral therapy or something, or you find that child's hobby or passion so that you embody love when people spread fear. And these are the choices that you have to choose. You can choose between fear-based it's good to confront your fears, but confront them in this divine grace and embodiment. The deity that's having an arrow pointed at her has a lot of beautiful artistic creation around her, blooming. A lot of lotus flowers blooming around her. And she's not busy. Very calm, still, and at grace and poise. Dressed very calm and comfortable. She has used her Kundalini energy to actually create for her. And that is why she can be very calm and passionate, especially in the eyes of fear. Angelic support comes to her aid, and her realm looks very peaceful. So this is an indication that when faced with fear, confront it with grace. Many people were taught by fear-based practices, and that's usually just a phase in the evolution of the human species. You have to live in fear to know it exists. And then when you live in fear, you project fear because you're afraid. And you want others to be afraid because it doesn't make you feel so meek. And it gives you a reason to have company. But then you grow through your fear by confronting it. Okay, this terrifies me. Why? Asking your body, why are you afraid of this? You don't have to face your fears publicly like many of the social mediaites do. Like project their vulnerability as transparent social media activity or content, but you do have to face your fears and gently and gracefully. Write them down, talk to counselors about it. It's funny when I say the word counselor, depending on who hears it, there's different reactions. Many get very offensive in fear of talking about their inner self with someone who knows how to handle it, rather than people who don't know how to handle it online, right? Or in a community where not only are you taking the chance of putting your vulnerabilities out to others, but you're also opening yourself for much ridicule and manipulation when you give everyone your inner validation or inner vulnerability to seek validation. So, to the left of this divine goddess, facing this fear-based, million-eyed, false skin wearing, angry deity, there is a yogi, and he's sitting in peace. He's just looking at you like, are you okay? It reminds me of my inner self when I hear people angry or projecting or venting. Internally, I'm just like, are you okay? This person is sitting in a garden with a lot of peaches on his tree. He carries a staff of wisdom decorated with beauty. He holds Indra's, I forgot what it's called, but Indra's lightning rod. It's not a lightning bolt like you would think of it as. It's a brass tool. This reminds me that all things in mythology, like I was listening to a video last night about Horus's eye, and how it's not to be worshipped, it's to help you learn to connect to your more intuitive side. Logic and reason are great, and education and intellect, it's all a part of it. But at some point, we've got to just step out of the skin, allow the intuitive self to speak. When you practice things, they produce, okay? Like, let's say when I first started growing pot, right? Like, my first seeds weren't that good. My first plants came out male. I was so excited when I finally got a hermaphrodite plant, right? That was both male and female, which basically just made buds with seed, right? My first attempts at cloning my female plants, right? They weren't as good as they were, as a lot of them died. Sometimes I didn't clean my tent right, and pollen from previous crops would ruin plants that I had spent many seasons crossbreeding or cross-pollinating to try to get, the THC volume, the length of the buds, the girth and density, and THC content I wanted. And then I would have these buds with all these seeds in it. I'm like, damn it, how? It's still got this pollen. Let's go back to the drawing board. But towards the end, I was growing pretty good plants. And I was doing it more peaceful. I wasn't listening to so many people because I had practiced. I listened to people at first, and my God, it was great information, but it felt like, do this, now do that, no, do this, no, do that, no, do this, no, do that, no, do this. And like, oh my God, it's just fucking chaotic. It's like when you go to the gym and you've got a routine that's working for you and you feel good, right? And then everybody in the gym is like, no, you're supposed to do push on one day, pulls on the others. Practice. Practice is the only way to get good at something. Not asking or taking unsolicited advice. Your best course of action is to practice something in time, and give yourself time and patience, because in time you will see the results from that. You have two feminine spirits here. One is a goddess, one is a Dakini. Dakini is like a tantric representation of Shakti powers, abilities. This one just happens to be of spiritual teachings. With practice yields great results. There comes a time when you need to understand that you have to replace ignorance. Ignorance is going against the self. Is underneath these fear-based practices and mentalities. Invaders of privacy. So, you know what? This could make sense too. The invasion of privacy from the message of the sixth pentacle of the sun could be fear-based practitioners seeking your practices. I've had that happen in the past. I had to hire someone to go through all of my emails, social medias, and phones, and laptops, and devices to find out that a lot of YouTube creators and social media monetized pages were watching everything. I mean, if I was on the toilet looking at my phone. So, replace any kind of ignorance you feel by studying, you know? If you feel you don't know something, rather than lash out at someone who has practiced and is showing the results, learn to study. This gives you a very graceful dance in what you are interested in. Now, don't obsess, or do. I shouldn't say don't, because this is just suggestions. Obsession is not the same as study. Study is find it what it is you're interested in, look into it, read a little bit, let it absorb, live, see how it unfolds in your life, see if it's useful. If it is, keep it. If it's not, discard. You might want to find a teacher that can help you with these studies. There's a teacher surrounded by many other teachers under his teaching, and they're very diverse. One is in complete isolation but surrounded by lotus flowers. One meditates strictly to the divine, the heavens, to channel God's messages. One is looking for wisdom in teachings and books and practices. Another in food and offering of luxuries. One in battle, martial arts. One in Kundalini, tantric energy. Another in kindness and compassion. One in ecstatic dance. Another in self-acceptance. One in drum meditations and music as their chode, like spiritual energetic practice. And one in lovemaking. So that means this teacher is very diverse in the realms. If you're feeling ignorant in a situation and you want to study spiritual teachings, a great teacher could be someone who is so diverse that they doesn't conform you to their will, but finds your joy and turns it into something you can design and create in your own. A great teacher doesn't want students, it wants great teachers. A great leader doesn't really create followers, it creates other leaders. To do this, you can't scare people into... You shouldn't scare people into do as I say. You should find the qualities within them and say, hey, you're really good at this. Wow. Let's figure out how to embody this with you so you can naturally live your life. So you might be seeking a teacher of this. And I don't see you being under that teacher very long. This is a good teacher, will help you right away and you'll be independent in your own path. You'll be in like this, riding a dragon way up to the top of the mountains to study and practice your magic and mystical arts and learn how to embody them. This reminds me of the Emperor card. When the Fool meets the Emperor's like, good, I see what you can do. Now let's see how we can apply that to your life. I want to support you. I want to see you live your purpose. And then the Fool goes after leaving the Emperor. He's like, wow. So this is what I see for you in these Buddha wisdom cards. Image scrying. Image scrying is more about tapping into the intuitive picture than it is about definitions. We're entering a phase of leaving behind the authority of everything has to be so damn perfect. 3333 on the clock. Okay, you can let go of some things that were very heavy. And there is a connection that it looks to me like a very positive contract for your skills. You may be approached or contacted by someone who is just interested in these crafts that you've been doing. And they want to help you or lead you into payment for your talents. This comes when you finally just let go of binding things. You're like, you know what? I'm so done with anything that holds me to something that is not healthy. So hold yourself together, like, especially through times of imbalanced emotions. Or as you let go and begin earning money for your skills, be prepared to handle yourself while it rises emotions in others. Rather instead, be diplomatic. Anything that comes at you with unbalanced energy is just suffering from loss and lack in their life. So offer things that can help them fill their own inner cup, but don't dwell there too long. Sometimes offering kindness to emotionally unstable people is more of a, what's that word? Enabling thing than it is helping. So you can only do what you can. And then move forward. King of Wands. Fireproof. The salamander. Fireproof is the representation. You make things grow very effortlessly. And you're able to give direction. This is a good place for you to be at this time. Your wisdom and experience and passing through the fire and watching your life still grow has earned you a position of directing. So the time of breaking your back working is over. You are now a leader. You lead with charisma and passion, honest experience. You want to see people prosper. You want to see agriculture grow, healthy, excitement, alive, energetic. You're very patient. You watch things grow very calm and humbly. It's like you appreciate it so much you just stop to reflect on, like, damn, this is a good yield that came from care and nurture. So a lot of good things are growing in your life and coming to fruition. You don't even question it. It's just, you know it's happening, so you're able to take some time out and just kind of, ooh, right? Whoa. Exactly. Release a bunch of burdens. You're at the end of the time where you carry everyone's ferocity and intensity. No longer do you assume responsibility for others' actions. You put that shit down and you look upon your life, one foot secured, one open to the wonder and imagination of this whole world, the beauty of life, how green and lush and nurturing the world really is. When you stand on a high tower that is built very stable, and you overlook the world, the land, there's a lot of greenery, there's a lot of loving homes, there's beautiful waters out there. The earth replenishes itself over and over, no matter how much greed tries to destroy her. She's like, boop, I'm gonna regrow over here. But greed does take a toll on this earth. Greed is corporational greed. And the reason corporational greed seeks to fear-based teach you is because they don't exist without your fear. If you knew that the earth abundantly, perpetually, perennially, over and over restores her wealth upon the earth, as long as you just simply care to her instead of destroy her, you know that you could never, even if every human being on earth fished, you could never clear the ocean of seafood. But 10,000 shrimp boats and tuna boats and commercial, industrial fishing boats, well, they could easily consume all of the damn sustenance in the ocean. If you knew that if every person on earth were part of community farms and food forests rather than industrial farms. Food forest is where you learn to grow things that naturally sustain each other without tearing up the earth, and you actually nurture the earth with the dead bodies of other plants, not in mulch like wood chips and things like that. Look it up, food forest growth. If everyone on earth were to live in that manner for their sustenance, you could never rape the earth of her nurture. But if you're tilling the soil with tractors and pulling millions of ears of corn within seconds or minutes or a day, of course, industrial complexes can. But you're looking at the earth and you're like, wow, even though all of these things exist, my little slice of earth is beautiful. And as long as I tend to my piece, do my part, then my part will always replenish, right? This may be a wake-up call for you to hear this, because this just came, all of this flooded out of one card, the Two of Wands. Simply from looking at the Two of Wands and not focusing on the definitions, just observing the art and the image is where all of that channeled message came from. That might have been a wake-up call for you. Something to rekindle the spirit within with a new divine message. So we've got about 3 minutes left here. So I'll continue to pull a few cards. Expect a great blessing coming your way that relieves some sadness and sorrow that was in your life. Whatever was keeping you in mourning was just a misalignment. Positive inspiration has now aligned for you on your journey. No more dealing with offensive, harsh, and brutal communications anymore. Good child. You're relieving yourself from sneaky energy Mm. Anything that was done secretive or private against you is now being released. Injustice. Like, there's no need to even return that effort. You're in a time of good things to come. You know, it's just what's right is right. What's coming to you is a blessing that you have, deserved, you earned. It's going to settle the score of something I think that you may not have been aware of because of all these negative inverted swords here. So you may not have even been aware of a wrong that was done, or money that was stolen, or land that was taken, or a home that was left to you, or something. But whatever it is, it's you're receiving this gift, and it's a very large gift. So tend to your soil. Allow this blessing to be seen as a justice being returned, and honor it. Like we were talking about in that Two of Wands, cultivate your land, because it will always return blessings to you. So I want to take this time to thank you for sticking along with us on this Monday new moon energy. What's happening is a lot is about to come into your life. Good things. It's going to help you easily discard anything that was holding you back, felt hostile, felt energetically draining, so that you can enjoy a more fulfilled life. So, thank you for tuning in. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know if this resonated.